Hello and welcome back to the Arcane Forge and to the Drawtober challenge, a 31-day experiment into seeing if I can draw every single day throughout the month of October using non-digital stuff. So I'll be using a lot of inks and pens and all that good stuff, and I'll be using a randomly generated prompt list using one prompt per day throughout the month of October, and today's prompt for day 10 is the word launch. If you'd like to follow along with me and do some drawing alongside me, or just see, what I have planned next or whatever, the list of prompts should be on your screen just now, if I have edited this video correctly. But otherwise, let's get started with launch. So today's video was a lot of fun for me, today's drawing. What am I talking about? Today's drawing was a lot of fun for me. I drew a spellcaster, kind of in my own homebrew setting. I have a kind of, I suppose, Victorian meets World War I kind of time period setting, I guess. Very steampunky and stuff like that. So I drew a wizard or a sorcerer here, a human, launching a fireball into the air. And so he's kind of got a bit of a waistcoat and the kind of high boot type thing going on here. He's quite an affluent looking character, I suppose, but ready for combat nonetheless, with his sleeves rolled up, jacket off, and so on. Maybe he's been in a bit of a fight as it is. Channeling his rage into some fire magic here. Maybe that means he's a sorcerer, channeling his emotions into power. I suppose I like to imagine wizards casting sort of sigils, runes, and magic circles in the air using whatever magic they are about to try and cast. And so whenever I'm kind of describing a spell to my players, I tend to, if they are an intelligence caster, then I tend to say that they are kind of drawing all these sigils in the air and they concoct this spell using their mind and then, fire it away, whereas a sorcerer or someone like that is drawing upon the magic around them or the magic within them, and there's no such sigil, it just sort of expels forth from them. There's no kind of ceremony surrounding it, they can just conjure or draw this magic. So I suppose that's kind of what this guy looks like he's doing, because he's kind of also channeling, charging up for a second fireball. You can see in his other hand there. It looks like quite a heavy thing, is drawing upon all this magic. There's this little mote of flame that's growing and growing, and all this smoke billowing around him as he's kind of pulling this fiery magic out of thin air. I suppose it does end up looking a bit like there's kind of like these magic sigils or rings or whatever around the launch site of this massive fireball that someone in the sky is unlucky enough to be very soon to have collide with their face in a massive fiery explosion. But I think what I wanted to really get across was kind of like almost like a sonic boom, like the kind of force, the speed of this fiery ball being launched forwards. I feel like I can almost hear it, like this kind of pop or this thunderous kind of... I tell you what it is, actually. I kind of picture the sound effect of, if you ever watched the One Punch Man series, that kind of like beautiful punching sound effect that their kind of Foley artists have come up with for when Saitama, the main character, punches someone, or the thin air or anything like that. This kind of thunderous but final sound, this kind of echoing thump, that really sounds like something being launched off the ground. So I think it was that sound more than anything else that I was trying to capture in this drawing, if a drawing can capture sound, you know what I mean? So yeah, I drew this guy launching a massive fireball into the air. And I really like this one. It was a very simple drawing, really, compared to some of the other ones. I did have some extra time to shade it, which was nice. I really, in particular, liked building up various layers of shadow into the smoke that is kind of pluming around his legs and behind him and all this kind of stuff. I feel like that's the best way to kind of represent smoke, is to have sort of these, I guess, like blobby little shades, these various increased layers of shadow, and that works so well with inks. I don't know what it is about inks that work so well to make kind of smoke and shadow and clouds and things like that. This kind of washy nature to it, but it ends up looking really nice. And I really enjoyed this one. This is sort of one of my favourites. I think as well because of the use of negative space as well. I'm not trying to like fill the image. I'm not trying to do a backdrop. I'm not trying to make anything look too noisy here. I just wanted to focus on this one instance, this one moment of a fireball being launched. So, there's quite an intentional amount of negative space in this image. I wanted you to look at two spots in particular, just the guy and the fireball. And I feel like with the absence of anything sort of surrounding the drawing, and this huge amount of, white space on the right-hand side and above this character, you are drawn to those two spots. So I feel really pleased with how this came out. And yeah, sorry this is a bit more of a short video. I've not got too much to say about it, but this was day 10 and the word launch, and a really fun one for me. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much to those of you who have kind of linked me to your artwork or sent artwork to me through emails and stuff like that. I'm sorry if I've not responded to everybody, but there is obviously a lot going on, and this drawing challenge is dominating a lot of my time, alongside recording audio for it and editing that a little bit, even though there's much less editing for this kind of video because I'm just rambling really, and leaving lots of ums and ahs and pauses and breaks and stuff in there, case in point. But yeah, this is taking up a lot of time, so I'm not necessarily getting back to everybody. I still don't really have too much regular connection to the internet. A lot of these early videos were uploaded by running over to a friend's house, and we're in the middle of quarantine, so I can't go into his house, but just waiting outside and going to people's gardens and stuff like that who I know have internet, who have allowed me to use piggyback off their Wi-Fi, so that I can upload these videos every day when I'm done with the drawing and editing and stuff like that. So yeah, so there's a lot to do. So I've not really necessarily had too much time to get back to everybody, but I have seen everything that you guys have sent. I've been looking, and I'm very impressed, and I'm very thankful to have you guys watching and stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for day 11, and the prompt, which escapes me right now, General. Oh, General's very vague. Goodness me. I'll have to have a good think about that one. But yeah, I'll see you tomorrow for day 11. Bye.